Welcome, family, to the Soa Show. We're coming out of the Holy Quran today with the Holy Quran message of the week. Um, didn't too much go in it this week. Like I say, we're balancing everything out with the Soa Show. It's just the beginning of her. What we've really been doing is the music, so you can see the difference. But now we're coming into taking the Soa Show to the next level. So let's get into the Holy Quran message of the week, family. Coming out of Surah 11, Devil the Truth, Hood, Section 5, Justice, starts on page 524, just a double foundation. So let's get into it. 2, the odd people. We sent Hood, one of their own brethren. He said, "O my people, worship Allah." This is some stuff you should have seen this week. "You have no other God but him. Your other gods, you do nothing but invent. O my people, I ask of you no reward for this message. My reward is from none but him who created me. Will you not then understand? And O my people, ask forgiveness of your Lord and turn to him in repentance. He will send you the skies pouring abundant rain and add strength to your strength. So turn you not back in sin." They said, "O Hood, no clear sign have you brought us, and we are not the ones to desert our gods on your word, nor shall we believe in you. We say nothing but that perhaps some of our gods may have seized you with implicity." He said, "I call Allah to witness, and do you bear witness that I am free from the sin of ascribing to him other gods as partners. So scheme your worst against me, all of you, and give me no respect. I put my trust in Allah, my Lord and your Lord. There is not a moving creature, but he had grasp of his forelock. Verily, it is my Lord that is on a straight path. If you turn away, I, at least, have conveyed the message with which I was sent to you. My Lord will make another people to succeed you, and you will not harm him in the least. For my Lord had care and watch over all things." So when our decree issued, we saved Hood and those who believed with him by special grace from ourselves. We saved them from a severe penalty. Such were the odd people. They rejected the signs of their Lord and cherisher, disobeyed his messengers, and followed the command of every powerful, obstinate transgressor. And they were pursued by a curse in this life. And on the day of judgment, behold, for the odd rejected their Lord and cherisher. Behold, removed from sight were odd the people of Hud. It's a special because, well, Well, we're getting to next week. Okay, I'll just wait for next week. We'll do another one for next week. But before we finish this, let's go into the footnotes. The story of Hood, the messenger to the odd people. There, the argument was how other peoples treated their prophets as the Meccans were treating Al Mustafa. Here we see another point emphasized: the insolence of Ad in obstinately adhering to false gods after the true God had been preached to them. Allah's long-suffering grace for them. And finally, Allah's justice to bringing them to the book while the righteous were saved. The locality in which Ad flourished is indicated in the beautiful metaphor about the skies coming down with rain has been obscured unnecessarily in most translations. The country of Ad was an arid country, and rain was the greatest blessing they could receive. We can imagine this being said in a time of famine, when the people performed all sorts of superstitious rites and invocations instead of turning to the true God in faith and repentance. Further, when we remember that there were, in this tract in ancient times, dams like that of Marib for the storage of rainwater, the effect is still further heightened in pointing to Allah's care and mercy in his dealing with men. Adding strength to strength may refer to an increase of population, as some commentators think. While other parts of Arabia were sparsely populated, the irrigated lands of Ad supported a comparatively dense population and added to their natural strength in the arts of peace and war. But the term used is perfectly general. They were a powerful people in their time. If they obeyed Allah and followed the law of righteousness, they would be still more powerful, for the righteous exalted a nation. Righteousness exalted a state. Righteousness exalted a woman. Women. Okay, so let's keep on going. The argument of the unbelievers is practically this: we are not convinced by you. We don't want to be convinced. We think you are a liar or perhaps a fool. Continuing their argument, the unbelievers make a show of making all charitable allowances for Hood, but in reality cut him to the quick by bringing in their false gods. To be quite polite, said they, we will not say that you are exactly a liar. Perhaps you have been touched with imbecility. Yes. You rail against what you call our false gods. Some of them have paid you out and made you a fool. Ha ha. This mockery is even worse than their other false accusations, for it sets up false gods against the one true God, even in dealing with Hood. So Hood replies with spirit and indignation, at least keep Allah's name out of your fertile talk. You know as well as I do that I worship the one true God. You pretend that Your false gods can smite a true prophet of Allah. I accept the challenge. Scheme and plot against me, as you may. All of you. You and your gods. See if you have any power. I ask for no quarter from you. You must. My trust is in Allah. Arabic idiom, referring to a horse's forelock, grasp of the forelock. The man who grasps it has complete power over the horse. And for the horse, the forelock is as it were the crown of his beauty, the sun of his power of self-assertion. So Allah's power over all creatures is unlimited and no one can withstand his decree. That is the standard of all virtue and righteousness is in the will of Allah, the universal will that controls all things in goodness and justice. You are on a crooked path. Allah's path is a straight path. Hud was dealing with a people of pride and obstinate rebellion. He tells them that their conduct will only recoil on themselves. It can do no harm to Allah or in any way frustrate the beneficent plan of Allah. He will only put some other people in their place to carry out his plan. That plan is referred to in the next sentence as care and watch over all his creation. A few just men might suffer for the iniquities of many, but Allah's plan is perfect and eventually saves his own people by special grace if they have faith and trust in him. A few just men might suffer for the injustices of many, but Allah's plan is perfect and eventually saves his own people by special grace if they have faith and trust in him. Instead of following the beneficent Lord who cherished them, they followed every rebel against Allah's law. If he only obtained a little power to dazzle them. The story of Salah and the Thamud people has been told from another point of view. The difference in the point of view there and here is the same as the story of Hud. Note how the story now is the same, and yet new points and details are brought out to illustrate each new argument. Note also how the besetting sin of odd, pride, and obstinacy is distinguished from the besetting sin of Thamud, the oppression of the poor, as illustrated by the test case and symbol of the she-camel. All sin is in the sense pride and rebellion. Yet sins take particular hues in different circumstances, and these colors are brought out as in the most artistically painted picture, with the greatest economy of words and the most piercing analysis of motives for the locality and history of Thamud. With that being stated, family, hope you got something out of it as well. Keep your heads up, stay focused, and read. Till next time, peace.